Awesome. Thank you. And it's a great to be here. Thank you so much. I love the energy that's coming into this. And I know that as time goes on, it's only going to be that much more energized. So thank you very much. And thank you for the time you're taking to be with us. Welcome. It is the Social Edge broadcast channel. I'm your host, Philip Georgeson. It's a pleasure to be with you. Our goal is simply to show you how to move from living a life on the edge to living a cutting edge life. Joining me on tonight's panel are the leaders responsible for the early momentum and success of Global Hangout, which is now Hubbity, and Team Revolution. And they are, of course, Fred Dudley and Ralph Labby. They're responsible for putting this together, and we're so glad that they have. They're great leaders, and we're really excited that they have initiated this call. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to be accomplishing here on a week-to-week basis and set out, if you will, the game plan of what we're looking to do. Very simply, we want to gather every Tuesday evening at 8:30 right here on this call and do a Q&A, answer your questions, and then also talk a little bit more about engagement and action, motivate ourselves, inspire each other, and move on into our week to doing what we want to do best, and that's, of course, building our organizations. Along with that, we also are going to have a special guest. We have one with us tonight. And it's always going to be somebody from the field within our group that we'd like to talk to and learn a little bit about what they're doing in the field. Some things go right, some things do not go always that right. And so we'd like to talk about those and bring those forward in discussion as well. But more importantly, to find out some of the great things that are happening. And tonight's no exception when we get to Stephanie and what she's going over. We want to keep this call to about 20 minutes or so every week. We know that everybody's very busy in their schedules and their routines during the week. We also know that at the top of the hour at 9 o'clock is a very popular time for webinars and calls to take place. So we definitely want to make sure that we get what we can in about a 20-minute slot. Get in, let's be productive, let's do what we need to do, and then we move on in our week and move on to the rest of our routines. We also ask that during the week, as you go through and you're processing so much information and getting on the leading edge of your businesses and going through things, you're going to have questions. You're going to run into things that you just may not be sure what to do next. So what we ask is that you write them down and you email us questions. And we've set up a very special email bank for you and us all to communicate in. I want to give you that address right now. You're going to want to email your questions to the Social Edge channel at gmail.com. That's the Social Edge channel at gmail.com. And during the week, if something comes up, just fire it in. Now, we won't respond to those in writing. What we're going to do is save those up, and yes, every Tuesday at 8:30, we will be reading the questions, and our panelists here will be answering the questions. This way we can kind of get through some things. It's also a great way for new people to come aboard who may not be right into the groove of everything yet to get some questions answered and then, of course, kind of get themselves acclimated a little bit more to the process and system. So feel free that as you engage new people in your organization, new affiliates, to please send them to this call. It's where we want to go to keep people inspired and motivated and, of course, informed. So those are key aspects of what we want to do. Now, tonight there's not any questions, so we're going to be getting through this rather quickly. But whenever there are several questions, we'll answer them all. If there are not enough, they'll carry over and roll to the next week, and we'll just kind of go through the bank that way. So with that, that's all I had from the housekeeping standpoint. I really want to quickly turn it over one by one to our panelist leaders. And first, Fred Dudley. Fred, you've been the busiest of them all on this whole thing from the very beginning. What goes through your thoughts and mind tonight as we get ready to launch the Social Edge channel here?
Well, Phil, first of all, I want to thank you for, initiating this call. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a time that's come. Everyone that's on this call and some of the leaders that are not on this call have done an outstanding job bringing people to Global Hangout, a.k.a. Hubbity. But, one of the challenges that I see, Phil, is that people get excited. They see the information, and for whatever reason, they jumped on board, they got involved. We're in over 60 countries around the world. But typically, in a lot of multi-level marketing businesses, people get involved for whatever reason, but they simply don't have the skill sets to take action. And I've been in marketing almost 40 years of my life, and I got to tell you, not all things are for all people, which means that Maybe with this person over here, we show them a great email technique, or maybe this person over here, we give them a great telephone script, or maybe this person, is great at one-on-ones, and maybe this person has a great closer. Maybe this person's a great, bird dog. So basically what you have to do is you have to share different technologies with folks and find out what's right for the individual that, came on board the business. And really what I'd like to see personally is for those that are on board, that are in the Facebook groups. I mean, Christ, we have almost 800 people, in our Facebook group. Well, if everybody just bought one person, a week, in a month, we'd have like 4,000 extra people. But that's not happening. And I know that you've been a tremendous motivator, and the Success Radio that you're initiating is going to be a great tool, because I promise you, I can almost see it happen. What's going to happen is someone's going to come on the radio show and they're going to hear something from Dan Santalino or, Dick Lynch or Ralph Labby or one of the other great leaders that are here on the call, and they're going to go, oh, my God, that's a phenomenal idea. And that's really what we have to do. We have to find something to make people or encourage them to take action so that when they come into this business model, which we think is absolutely phenomenal, what is it that they can do, this one little thing that's going to turn them on? So I just want to thank you, Phil, again, for allowing Ralph and myself to partner with you on this radio show, and I think it's a great, phenomenal idea.
Thank
Bless
you
brother.
so much. Appreciate that. I do. And it is true. And one of the things that's really key when people are giving their time, as they are tonight, to be on this call, one of the things I think is very important is that you at least go away tonight with a takeaway, something that you can take and say, I didn't know that before I got on this call tonight. So, Fred, great point. I want to turn over now to our other panelist and leader, Ralph Labby. Ralph, you've been in the trenches now several weeks on this thing. What's going through your mind as we start and launch this channel this evening?
Well, thank you, Phil, for giving me an opportunity to just share here a little bit. Some of the things you've already said, I think, are absolutely key that people really need to own, and that is the fact that we are here to inspire, we're here to motivate, we're here to inform. You and I and Fred have all been back and forth on what the channel was going to be named and so forth. And when we came to conclusion about calling it the Social Edge, we really felt that we had developed a brand identity that we personally owned and believed in and could really help us help others move forward in terms of this particular industry. And what is that industry? Well, it's larger than Hubbity. Even Hubbity makes the point that they're not about just Hubbity. They're about social engagement. And the Social Edge is addressing that issue of being socially engaged. I mean, the field of social media has been around less than 10 years. Facebook is not 10 years old yet. And so when you think about that, the fact, no wonder we feel a little bit out of sorts, still trying to find our way in different areas. And the timing of this particular channel and what we're doing couldn't be more perfect. And I'm so thankful that you and Fred have both gotten behind this, and especially thankful for Stephanie being willing to be our leadoff guest tonight.
That's right. It is time to turn to our special guest. And Stephanie, you're on. It's great to have you. Thanks so much. The inaugural guest is now with us. Exactly. Wow is right. Introduce yourself. Where are you from, Stephanie?
Well, I'm Stephanie Moore, and I am from Chicago, and I am so very honored to be on your radio show tonight. And before I go on, I really just want to say to anyone who is from the Boston area or the East Coast, just stay strong. My heart and prayers are with you, 100%.
God bless and thank you. And absolutely, you echo the thoughts and prayers of everybody on the panel and on this call tonight and around the country and the world. So thank you very much for that. Let's kind of get into this a little bit. I had a chance to chat with you the other night. You've been here with Hubbity/Global Hangout from the very beginning, haven't you?
Yes, I have. And it's been really awesome. It's a true blessing. I don't know if you want to say luck or blessing or whatever, that we had that opportunity to start at the very beginning. And this is really the first time for us to be able to start from the beginning. So we're really excited. And we have a lot of vision. So whatever bumps and valleys you go through, we just look ahead at what we know this is going to be. It's going to be huge. It's going to change our family tree. So we're just really excited about it.
Well, you know, you do have a great spot of energy and positive nature about you, because starting from the beginning is not always the easiest task in a company like this. So much going on, a lot of changes. What stands out as a positive highlight for you since the company has started? What are the couple of things that jump to your mind that you say wow to, as in a positive sense?
Well, I didn't realize it when we first got started. I really didn't even know what we were doing, and then I realized just how global this is. It floors me to think that we're in all these different countries and we can still keep going, and it's global. It's awesome. I can't even tell you. There's no boundaries, and I just really love the way that the company is changing. I love this idea with Hubbity. I love the idea that we're just not associated with Google. We're associated with everything, all social hubs. It's almost like a hub city. So I think it's awesome that we're going in that direction.
That's excellent. Now, the comp plan is unique to anything else that's in the industry, and it's because there isn't this monthly fee that passes through and becomes some form of a compensation. So what do you like best about the comp plan, given that?
Well, I especially love that it's a one-time, fee like that. It's not something that you have to keep in your garage to be, to stay qualified. I don't have to shove lotions and potions down anyone's throat. It's like a no-brainer on that. I love that. I love that it's a weekly pay. That's really awesome too, and I like that it'll keep you motivated to keep introducing people, to the company. So I think that's awesome.
So one of the things I noticed, and we talked about this a little bit the other night in our conversation, is because of that nature, the fact that it's a one-time fee, it's almost as if retail comes before recruiting in as the opportunity. Is that what your experience has been up to now?
Well, we kind of started off just talking to people that we know that were business-minded. And like I said, we really weren't even sure exactly what it was we were doing. We just knew that it had a great compensation plan, and we knew that, yes, we could market other businesses, and we knew other business people. So it's kind of like you could be one big family with other network marketers. You don't have to be in competition because there's really nothing like it. So you can have people from all kinds of businesses or traditional businesses use your product so that they can reach globally, reach the nation. And there's so many awesome things with this product that I can't even begin to tell you. I've been trying to read up on it, and it's awesome. Things keep changing. I just can't keep up with it, but I love it.
Awesome.
From what I've learned.
Stephanie, thank you so much. You were the best inaugural guest that we could ever have had on here. Thank you so much, and I hope you'll come back and join us again. And thanks for doing that with us. Before I wrap it up, I do want to address something here, and it is very important. And it really speaks to Fred's comments earlier. For many of you that are looking into this opportunity, or in fact are in it and considering how to move to the next level, let me share something with you that I learned many moons ago from a speaker marketer. His name is Rich Schefren, and he said, what you need to really do is find your sweet spot. Where is your strength? It might be in writing. It might be, I happen to like, and my strength is being behind a microphone, and that's where my sweet spot is. But everybody has one. You have some form of a gift that is unique to everything else that you feel passionate about or you are comfortable in presenting. And use that to your advantage in this opportunity. It's the best way to authenticate yourself. And that's the key when you're introducing something, is to just be yourself and be authentic. So I did want to reach out and talk to that. Before I wrap it up, is there anything else that I may be missing, both Ralph and Fred, and otherwise some closing comments? Fred, you first, please.
Well, I think basically what we want to do is we want to re-emphasize the email address, Phil. I think it's a great idea, folks, and post that on your social, networking page, whether it be Facebook or LinkedIn. But what was the email address?
Yes, the address, I'll give it again. Yes, it's the Social Edge Channel at gmail.com. That's the Social Edge Channel at gmail.com. That's the address. You send your questions during the week. They'll be in a bank there for us every week. We'll be checking it. We will not respond, for those of you that may have jumped on the call late, We will not be responding to those other than here with our panelists. Ralph, over to you for some final comments, sir.
Thanks, Phil. I very much appreciate it. I actually want to just wrap up and show how timely what we're doing here is and how timely Hubbity really is with the direction they're moving. And this is from an MSN Money article earlier today. It said the U.S. economy has regained 5.7 million of the 8.7 million jobs shed during the recession. However, roughly 65% of those jobs have been the low-wage variety, though nearly 60% of all jobs lost during the recession paid middle-income wages or better. And that's according to the National Employment Law Project. So clearly what that conveys to me is more people now than ever, quite literally, are living life on the edge or close to it in a very real way that they've never have before, which makes the whole industry of network marketing, affiliate marketing, all the more relevant, working at home, taking charge and responsibility for your own life, ever so important. And what we're doing here with the Social Edge channel, very important too, in terms of speaking into that and helping people move forward and moving towards living life on the cutting edge.
Thanks. That's very important. And, of course, folks, the next biggest thing, and we've heard Mike Demetros say it on several calls already, it is social casting. Get used to it, understand it, look into it. It's happening right now. With that, I want to thank you for joining us. Again, one more time, that email address is thesocialedgechannel@gmail.com. Send those questions in. We will see you next Tuesday night right here on the Social Edge channel. Thanks.